My girlfriend said, "I'm taking him to the concert instead of you. He deserves it more." So I stopped arguing. I'm writing this at 3 a.m. because I can't sleep, and I keep replaying what happened tonight. I don't even know what I'm feeling right now, but something fundamental shifted, and I can't unsee it. I've been with Lena for 2 years. She's 26, works part-time at an art gallery while pursuing her own photography. I'm 28, work in IT consulting, make decent money. We live together in an apartment that I pay for, rent, utilities, groceries, pretty much everything. She contributes what she can from her part-time work, but it's not much. I've never minded because I thought we were building something together. The issue is her best friend Caleb. Dude is 29, unemployed for the better part of 2 years, and basically lives at our place. Not officially, but he's there most days, eating our food, using our Wi-Fi, sleeping on our couch probably 3 nights a week. Lena always defends him as going through a rough patch and needing support from his friends. Last week was Lena's birthday. She's obsessed with this indie band called the Midnight Collective. She's seen them twice before, has all their vinyl, the whole thing. When I found out they were coming to town, I bought 2 tickets the moment they went on sale. Good seats, $180 each. I was excited to surprise her. I posted about it on Instagram with a photo of the tickets and tagged her. Just a simple happy early birthday to my favorite person kind of post. Within an hour, Caleb was texting me. Long paragraphs about how he's been really down lately and struggling with everything, and how he doesn't have anything to look forward to anymore. He'd seen the post and mentioned how he'd wanted to see this band for years but obviously couldn't afford tickets. I felt bad for the guy. I really did. But these were birthday tickets for my girlfriend. When Lena got home that night, she was quiet. I asked what was wrong and she said Caleb had called her upset about the concert situation. She said he was in a really dark place and that seeing us going to his favorite band was making his depression worse. I tried to be understanding. I suggested maybe we could all hang out the night before or after, that we could find other ways to include him that didn't involve giving up her birthday present. That's when she said it. "I'm taking Caleb instead. He deserves it more than you." I just stared at her. He deserves it more than me. He's been going through so much, Evan. This would mean everything to him. You can see bands anytime you want. You have money. This might be his only chance. Something about the way she said, "you have money," hit differently. Like that was the only thing that mattered about me in this situation. Like I was just the ATM that happened to buy the tickets. I could have argued. I could have pointed out that these were birthday tickets I bought specifically for her, that I'd been excited about this for weeks, that Caleb being unemployed and depressed didn't entitle him to my girlfriend's birthday present. Instead, I just said, "Okay, take him." She looked surprised, like she'd been prepared for a fight. "Really? You're not mad?" "No, I'm not mad." And I wasn't. That's the weird part. I wasn't angry or hurt or frustrated. I just felt nothing. Like something in me had quietly disconnected. "Thank you for understanding," she said, already pulling out her phone to text Caleb the good news. I went to our bedroom and sat on the edge of the bed for probably an hour, just thinking. Not about the tickets or the money or even missing the concert. I was thinking about that phrase. He deserves it more than you. What did that mean exactly? That his unemployment made him more deserving of experiences? That his depression trumped my role as her boyfriend? That my financial stability somehow disqualified me from receiving gifts I'd bought myself? I don't know why, but something in me just shut off. Like a switch flipped, and I could suddenly see our entire relationship from the outside. The concert is tomorrow night. She's been excited all week, planning her outfit, talking about how much this is going to help Caleb. She keeps thanking me for being so understanding about the situation. I just keep saying you're welcome, and going back to whatever I was doing. I think I finally understand what everyone means when they talk about reaching your breaking point. It doesn't feel like breaking. It feels like clarity. Edit. A lot of people are asking if I've talked to her about the financial dynamic in our relationship. Honestly, no. I just assumed that since I made more money, it made sense for me to cover more expenses. But seeing her frame it as "you have money," like it's some kind of privilege that disqualifies me from normal relationship considerations. Yeah, that hit different. Edit 2. The concert is tomorrow. I'll probably update after, depending on how I'm feeling about all this. Update 1. I need to get this down while it's still fresh because even I can't believe what I just did. After posting 3 days ago, I spent a lot of time thinking about that moment when something shut off in me. Reading your comments helped me realize what it was. I'd finally stopped trying to make sense of being treated like a walking wallet instead of a partner. Wednesday, I took a personal day from work. Told my boss I had some urgent personal business to handle. Then I did something I've never done before in my life. I made a plan to completely disappear from my own relationship. First, I called around and found a 1-bedroom apartment across town. Place was available immediately. First month's rent plus deposit. Signed the lease that afternoon. Second, I called our landlord and explained I needed to terminate our lease early. Yeah, I had to pay a penalty, 2 months' rent. But I've been paying the full rent anyway, so what's 2 more months to buy my freedom? Third, I scheduled a moving company for Friday night, premium rate for short notice and evening hours, but money wasn't the issue anymore. Lena spent those 3 days completely focused on the concert. She was trying on different outfits, researching the band's set list, texting Caleb about meeting up beforehand. She was more excited about this concert than she'd been about anything involving us in months. She did ask a couple times if I was okay, said I seemed distant. I just told her I was fine, maybe a little tired from work. She seemed satisfied with that answer and went back to concert planning. Friday evening, Caleb came by around 6 p.m. to pick her up. They were planning to grab dinner before the show. He was wearing a band t-shirt I'd never seen before. Probably bought it special for the occasion with money he doesn't have. When he saw me, he actually had the nerve to put his hand on my shoulder and say, "Thanks for stepping aside, man. This really means a lot." I looked at him for a second, then at Lena, who was beaming like she'd just solved world hunger. "Enjoy it," I said. They left around 6:30, laughing about something Caleb had said. The moment their car pulled out of the parking lot, my phone buzzed. Text from the moving company. On our way. What happened next was the most efficient 3 hours of my entire life. The movers packed everything that belonged to me. My furniture, my electronics, my clothes, my books, my kitchen stuff. Turns out when you've been paying for everything, most of the stuff is actually yours. I left behind anything that was clearly hers and anything I wasn't sure about. But the couch I'd bought last year? Gone. The 65-inch TV I'd saved up for? Gone. The bed, the coffee table, the sound system, the good cookware? All gone. I also called the utility companies. Had the electricity transferred to my new place, effective Saturday morning. Internet and cable too. She could call and set up new service if she wanted it. By 9:30 p.m., the apartment was essentially empty except for her art supplies, her clothes, and a few pieces of furniture that were definitely hers. I left one thing on the kitchen counter, the concert tickets envelope with a note inside. He can have the tickets, and you. Then I drove to my new apartment, ordered pizza, and slept better than I had in months. The concert ended around 11 p.m. I turned my phone off before then. This morning I finally turned it back on. 17 missed calls, 43 text messages. I haven't read them yet. Here's the thing that's wild to me. I don't feel angry or vindictive or even particularly sad. I feel free. Like I've been carrying around a weight I didn't realize was there until I set it down. I keep thinking about Caleb saying thanks for stepping aside, like I was just an obstacle between him and things he deserved more than me. Well, now I've stepped aside from everything. Edit. For those asking about the logistics, yes, I had every legal right to terminate the lease since it was in my name. Yes, I took only things I'd paid for or that were clearly mine. I'm not trying to screw her over, just not my responsibility anymore. Edit 2. I'm going to read the messages later today. Part of me is curious what her reaction was to coming home to an empty apartment. Update 2. I finally read the messages. Figured I owed you all an update on the aftermath. Lena and Caleb got back to the apartment around midnight Friday. According to the timestamps on her texts, it took her about 15 minutes to realize what had happened. The first message, sent at 12:47 a.m. What the fuck, Evan? Where is everything? Then a rapid-fire series. This isn't funny. Call me back right now. I can't believe you would do this. How could you just leave without talking to me? The calls started around 1 a.m. and continued until about 3 a.m. Saturday morning brought a different tone. I know you're upset, but this is crazy. We can work this out. I don't understand why you're being so dramatic. By Saturday evening, the landlord came by. He said you terminated the lease? How is this legal? Sunday was when reality apparently set in. I don't have anywhere to go. This is so fucked up. I can't believe you would leave me homeless. The last message was Tuesday. Caleb said I can stay at his place for a while. I hope you're happy. That last one made me laugh, honestly. She was mad that I'd left her homeless, but somehow it was fine for her to essentially move in Caleb, the guy who deserves it more. I heard through a mutual friend what actually happened that night. They came home from the concert on this incredible high. Apparently it was an amazing show. Exactly everything Caleb had hoped for. They walked into the apartment talking about grabbing some wine to keep the celebration going. Then they hit the lights and saw nothing. Just empty rooms and that note on the counter. According to my friend, Caleb's first reaction was to ask Lena if she had any idea this was coming. When she said no, he apparently got pissed at her for not managing the situation better. Like it was her job to keep me happy enough to maintain their lifestyle. The really telling part, Caleb was upset that there was no TV to watch, no comfortable couch to crash on, no Wi-Fi for his phone. My friend said he actually complained to Lena about having to go back to his shitty studio apartment instead of staying over. So much for being grateful for the concert tickets. By Monday, Lena was apparently staying at Caleb's place, but it wasn't going well. His apartment is tiny, he doesn't have money for groceries, and according to my friend, he's been making comments about how she needs to contribute more if she's going to stay there. The guy who was supposedly going through such a dark time that he deserved my girlfriend's birthday present is now nickel and diming her for rent money. Wednesday I got a call from our old landlord asking about some personal mail that had been delivered. When I went to pick it up, he mentioned that Lena had come by earlier that week, asking if there was any way to get back into the apartment. I told her the lease was terminated and the new tenant moves in next week, he said. She seemed surprised that you'd actually gone through with it. That phrase stuck with me. Actually gone through with it. Like she thought I was bluffing. Like taking her boyfriend's birthday gift away from him and giving it to another guy wasn't serious enough to warrant serious consequences. I think I finally understand the difference between being chosen and being useful. For 2 years, I thought she was choosing to build a life with me. But she was actually just using me to build a life that could include whoever she wanted to prioritize on any given day. The concert tickets were just the moment when she said that part out loud. Edit. A lot of people are asking if I feel bad about the way I handled this. Honestly, no. I tried talking to her about the financial imbalance before, tried setting boundaries about Caleb, tried being understanding about her career priorities. She made it clear that my role was to provide resources while she made decisions about how those resources got allocated. Edit 2. Someone asked if I'm worried about her being okay. She's an adult with a college degree and a part-time job. She can figure out her own housing situation just like the rest of us. Final update. It's been 3 months since I moved out. Here's where everyone ended up, me. Living alone for the first time in years, and honestly loving it. Turns out when you're not supporting 2 other adults, your financial situation improves dramatically. I got promoted last month partly because I could take on travel assignments I'd previously turned down due to home obligations. My apartment is smaller than our old place, but it's mine. Decorated how I want. Quiet when I want it quiet. Lena. Still staying at Caleb's place, but the arrangement isn't what she expected. According to mutual friends, she's working almost full-time now between the gallery job and a new waitressing gig to cover her half of his expenses. Remember how she used to talk about having time to focus on her photography? That evaporated pretty quickly when she became responsible for supporting someone else's unemployment. Caleb. This is where it gets interesting. About 6 weeks ago, he got arrested for shoplifting. Not once, but apparently it was his 3rd offense, which made it a felony. Turns out when you're unemployed for 2 years and suddenly have someone else's money to spend, you develop some bad habits. Lena had to bail him out using money she'd borrowed from her parents. 3 weeks ago, I was at a coffee shop near my office when Lena walked in. She saw me immediately and came over. She looked exhausted, the kind of tired that comes from working 2 jobs to support someone who doesn't appreciate it. "Can we talk?" she asked. I gestured to the empty chair across from me. She sat down and immediately started crying. "I made a mistake, Evan, a huge mistake. I was confused and I didn't think, and I'm so sorry." I waited for her to finish. "I didn't mean what I said about the concert. I was just trying to help Caleb and I said something stupid. I miss you. I miss us. I miss feeling secure." That last word, secure, told me everything I needed to know. "You didn't make a mistake," I said. "You made a choice. You told me exactly what you thought I deserved compared to him. The only thing you're sorry about is finding out what it costs to make that choice." "That's not true," she said. "I love you. I've always loved you. You loved what I provided. There's a difference." She tried a few more angles. How we could start fresh. How she'd learned from this experience. How things would be different. But I wasn't angry anymore, which seemed to confuse her. I think she expected me to be hurt or vindictive, emotions she could work with. Instead, I was just done. "I hope things work out for you," I told her as I got up to leave. "But they're going to work out without me." I blocked her number after that conversation. Not out of anger, but because there was nothing left to say. Here's what I learned from all this. When someone shows you what they think you're worth, believe them the first time. Lena thought I was worth whatever resources I could provide minus whatever she needed to keep other people happy. The moment someone she deemed more deserving came along, my value as a partner became irrelevant. The crazy part is, I'm grateful it happened. I spent 2 years thinking I was building a partnership when I was actually just funding someone else's lifestyle choices. Getting out forced me to rediscover what I actually wanted my life to look like. I'm not dating anyone new yet, not because I'm bitter or damaged, but because I'm enjoying figuring out who I am when I'm not trying to be useful to someone else. A friend asked me recently if I thought karma got Lena and Caleb, but that's not how I see it. The karma wasn't what happened to her. It was what stopped happening for me, the constant calculation of whether I was giving enough, doing enough, being understanding enough to earn my place in my own relationship. Turns out, when you stop trying to prove you deserve someone's love, you remember that you never should have had to prove it in the first place. The right person won't make you compete with their unemployed friends for birthday presents you bought. They'll just choose you, consistently, without requiring you to audition for the privilege. Edit. This really is my final update. I'm moving on with my life, and I recommend everyone in similar situations do the same. Sometimes the best revenge is just living well. Edit 2. For those asking, no, I'm not interested in getting back together if she reaches out again. Some bridges you burn for good reason.